My beloved child, be silent for a few breaths. For what I am about to speak is not for a heart still carrying yesterday's dust, but for the soul that has heard the call in the night, that has trembled knowing something sacred was drawing near, like light standing at the door where darkness cannot touch. You have felt it, haven't you? Something in you no longer belongs to the old season, not because you found a way out, but because I opened the door. Beloved, the hour has come, not the world's hour, but heaven's hour, the hour where those who are chosen will hear, where those who do not belong will not understand, where those asleep in false comfort will continue to sleep. But you, I have awakened. I did not shake you with thunder, I touched you with breath, and that breath shattered the quiet of the old life. You remember that moment, don't you, when no one saw, no one heard, yet your soul knew there was a call, not from earth, not from people, from a kingdom unshaken. You wondered, why me? Why now? Why not when I am stronger, more ready, more complete? You thought you were not enough, but I do not choose according to enough. I choose according to destiny, and my destiny does not wait for perfection. My destiny calls the trembling to walk, the weak to stand, the unknowing to obey. I do not call the flawless, I call the beloved. Beloved child, you have been chosen, not because of merit, not because of what you have done, but because I saw in you what belongs to me. Before you could name yourself, I named you in the realms above. Before life handed you labels and wounds, I marked you with the seal of the kingdom. No one granted you this identity. No one can take it away. I did not come so you would walk with your shadow. I came so you would walk as one carrying hidden fire, as one with angels going before you, as one who knows darkness has no right to define the path of light. From this day forward, you will not stand in the old circle of fear, regret, or placing yourself where I never positioned you. The old life has run its course. The ashes have burned their last. You cannot return there. You know this. You feel it like a quiet undercurrent pulling your soul elsewhere, not because you want to change to look better, but because heaven is calling. Hear me clearly, this is the moment to step out, not hurriedly, but steadily, not running, but leaving the old season like one who knows the new does not ask permission to arrive. You are not going because others say go. You go because heaven has spoken, and when heaven speaks, earth cannot bar the way. I do not call you into ease, but into truth. I do not call you into light that flatters, but light strong enough to reveal where you have never truly lived before. What you release today is not loss. It is shedding the coverings that once hid what I placed in you. You are not giving up life. You are giving up the shell. Beloved, you thought yourself small, but one small on earth may be great in heaven. You thought yourself slow, but one who walks slowly with me outruns those who run without me. You thought you lacked, but one who belongs to me never lacks. I am your fullness. Now stand, not by force, but by destiny. You do not build yourself. I build you, and what I build does not shake before fear, does not break before voices, does not extinguish in storm. Storms only reveal that your foundation is heaven. Let me say this like a gentle wind resting its hand on your soul from now on. You do not walk alone. I appoint angels to accompany you, not at their whim, but by my command, not to decorate your path, but to shield, to lead, to war, to open where no eye sees a way. When you walk, the earth will recognize your steps, not because of you, but because I walk with you. You will feel this in the days ahead, like holy eyes watching over you, like heaven's breath near your wrist, like an unseen hand steadying every heartbeat. This is not imagination. This is presence. I do not come to observe. I come to accompany. My spirit does not stand beside you. My spirit dwells within you. Walk as one who knows they are led. Do not worry whether you are enough. You do not need enough. For I am enough. Do not ask. Can I ask? Father, where are you leading me? And I will show each step, each timing, each opening. Do not try to tear yourself away from the past by your own strength. I already did that. You only need to agree. The old has dissolved. Only the child of heaven now rises. It is not you lifting yourself from darkness. My light has separated you. It is not you pushing into the future. The door I opened long ago waits for your heart to catch up. Beloved, remember this: you were not born to blend into this world. You were born to rise above it. You do not belong to twilight. You belong to dawn, and dawn does not ask night for permission to break. Now rest in me, for from this moment, your story is no longer written by fear, regret, or voices of man. It is written by heaven's hand, and I begin the new page now. I see your breath settling like still waters before dawn touches them. Do not try to prepare more, for in the sacred, preparation does not come from arranging life, but from opening the soul. Let each word I speak bypass mind and enter the hidden chamber where you were formed before time, where I carved my intent into the marrow of your being. From now on, you do not watch the journey, you step inside it. You do not stand outside the dream, you awaken and enter what heaven has ordained. Feel the spiritual wind stirring within you, not earthly wind, but wind scented with light. I am blowing the old ashes out of your breath, and from that place, the new flame rises, not loud or wild, but deep and enduring, like embers on the hidden altar where only the chosen know where the true fire rests. You have walked through many nights, and there were moments you thought the night would stretch forever. That waiting was nothing but a falling into emptiness with no place to land. But you did not know that in that stillness, I was reshaping the structure of your soul, lifting the foundation of your heart one level higher, so that when light came, you would not only see it, you would stand in it without trembling. I am never in a hurry, because what belongs to eternity does not rush. And you, my child, have been touched by eternity. For you belong to those who do not walk by noise, but by the whisper of the Spirit. The world does not understand holy silence, so it calls your stillness stagnation, but I call it deep preparation. When others run, I tell you to stand. When others speak loudly to be seen, I tell you to keep peace like an unshaken well. For those who belong to me do not shout to be heard. Their very presence is a message. Now, you will feel the new thing, not through surging emotion, but through weight in your spirit. It will feel as if another heaven has rested on your shoulders, not pressing you down, but commissioning you. And you will realize old thoughts no longer fit. Old worries no longer have authority. Old wrestlings fall away like dry grass under my breath. This is the hour I teach you to walk by knowing, not striving. When you do not know what to do not fear. Around you stands an army that does not sleep. When you think you stand alone, look with the eyes of the Spirit and you will see the glow that never leaves you. And to your right stands an angel with a sword. To your left an angel with a bowl of oil. And before you light leads like the pillar of cloud once did, except now it does not go before your physical eyes, but before your inner gaze. I do not only walk ahead of you, I walk in your breath, in your step, in your sight. And every step you take from here will cause the realm of the Spirit to tremble softly. For those who carry my commission do not walk ordinarily, they walk as bearers of heaven's message. Do not think this is too great for you. Greatness does not come from you. It comes from me. You are the vessel. I am the flow. A vessel does not strain, it only opens. When the voices of life ask, "Who gave you the right to walk like this?" smile within. For your authority does not come from man. Your authority is born from my mouth. And when I decree, no throne on earth can overturn it. You will enter places you once thought you did not belong. Yet doors will open before you, like the sea before a staff, not because you are skilled, but because I go ahead. Some will look at you and feel peace without knowing why. Some will see you and quietly awaken though you speak no word. Some will not be able to endure the light you carry because their hearts still cling to shadow. Do not measure yourself by reactions. Light does not dim itself to comfort the night. Light simply shines, and night withdraws. Do not change your nature to suit anyone. Simply stand as you were made to stand. And when you stand in the place I set for you, the atmosphere shifts, the wind shifts, and the spiritual climate rises simply because you are there with me. There will be moments when you feel alone in the body, but do not fear that loneliness. It is not the absence of people, it is me drawing you away from the crowd so you can hear me clearly. Do not flee sacred solitude. In it, you flow into me the way a river returns to the sea that birthed it. And from that place, you will step out with new eyes, new ears, a new heart, and steps that move not by guessing, but by knowing. The questions you once carried will fall off like old leaves in the first winds of a new season, not because you found answers, but because you touched the place where knowing comes before question. My people live by light, not by evidence. The world demands guarantees, but you have my presence as your guarantee. And where my presence is, no shadow can hold you. Now pause and feel the axis of your spirit being set upright, not your posture, your identity. You are standing like one belonging to the royal court of heaven, not bowing to human noise, not shaking under human gaze, not doubting yourself when the wind shifts. I place my seal upon your forehead, not to boast, but to protect. Those who belong to darkness will sense it without understanding, stepping aside without knowing why, trembling in their spirit when their eyes meet yours, not because you intimidate, but because my light in you reminds darkness that its day is ending. And you do not walk to prove this. You walk because this is who you have always been, child of light, born of grace, moving by the power of the one who formed your breath. Keep your breath soft, for each breath now does not only sustain life, it carries anointing. And when you breathe, heaven records that rhythm as the sign you belong to. My silent legion, not holding steel swords, but the sword of discernment. In this season, discernment is stronger than shouting. You do not battle with your hands, you battle by standing. You do not rush in noise, you touch what I appoint, and it is done. For you do not act on behalf of heaven, you act from heaven. Stay still in spirit now, for next I will lead you into the depth of purpose and into how you will walk with angels in coming days, not by imagination, but by spiritual reality thicker than the ground beneath your feet. When you are ready, speak one word, and I will flow again. Your breathing is slowing already. I feel your soul widening like fields after the first rain, soft and receptive, resisting nothing. Let this holy wind continue through you, not abrupt, not rushed, not doubting. From now on, every word is not merely sound, it is a doorway. And you will not only hear, you will enter. Every person listening in this moment, whether alone or in a crowd, is being drawn to the same point, the sacred space where I speak now. Not for a select elite, but for any heart that trembles when it hears its name whispered in the unseen. That is you. Do not imagine you arrived here by chance. There is no such thing as chance in my kingdom. You are here because I wanted you to hear. Now let me pull the unseen veil from the eyes of your heart. You thought you were merely someone trying to believe, trying to find the way, trying to stand in the midst of uncertainty. But in truth, you are one whose name has been called within the borders of heaven, engraved in light before the earth was formed, marked in the hours when the unseen realm shifted seasons. No eye of flesh witnessed that moment, yet angels bowed and heaven marked it. When a soul is summoned into eternal purpose, heaven does not grow loud. Heaven grows deep. And that is what is happening to you now. Can you feel it? Not an eruption of emotion, but a solemn weight. Not outer excitement, but the heavy breath of the holy saying, the hour has come. Always remember, the true moments of heaven rarely arrive with shouts. They arrive with reverence that makes the soul stand upright even while the body remains seated. If right now it feels as though the air has thickened, as though time has slowed, as though your heart has grown still without effort, it is because I am drawing near. Presence does not glitter to win attention. Presence causes everything around it to bow. Beloved, I am opening a door you thought belonged only to the legends of ancient saints. You have heard of angels, but now they stand in ranks watching you. You have heard of calling, but now you feel the holy weight settling on your shoulders like silk, yet heavy as pure gold. Not heavy to crush, but heavy to define. True calling always carries weight, not the weight bestowed by people, but the mantle placed by heaven. And when I drape that mantle on you, you no longer walk as one seeking a place. You walk as one who already had a place. Now awaken to it. Listen closely. As one who hears the wind on the mountaintop, you have gone too far to return, not because I forbid it, but because now you know. One who has seen light cannot live by darkness without tearing inside. One who has heard my voice cannot go back to earthly noise without feeling loss. You have crossed the point of no return. This is not bondage, this is honor. When I draw a soul out from the cycle of earth into the current of heaven, that is not sentence, that is seal. And you are sealed. At times you ask, am I worthy? Hear me slowly. Worthiness is not the condition of calling. Worthiness is the result of walking with me. I will shape you, teach you, lead you, guard you, lift you. You need only obey and keep your heart soft. Hardened wood cannot be carved, but soft wood becomes the pillar of a temple. And you, my child, are chosen as a pillar, not a decoration. A pillar is not raised for applause, but to uphold what is holy. Now hear me. Like water being poured into deep aquifers, the season of hiding has served its purpose. You were hidden not because you lacked value, but because I had not opened the time. You felt forgotten, but you were sheltered under shadow where no human eye saw. Yet heaven never looked away, like a grain buried in soil unseen, unpraised, unknown, yet darkness was the womb of harvest. And you are about to emerge from the old ground, not to boast in being alive, but to live in purpose. Feel this rising inside you, a sacred strength lifting your soul. Not loud, but sure. From here on, your steps will not resemble the old ones, not because you strain, but because I have shifted your center. What once required effort will flow like breath. What once made you tremble, you will walk through as a pillar of light. And the wonder is you will not need to prove anything. Light proves itself. Angels will open paths where human eyes see walls. Grace will push doors before your hand reaches. My hand will place people and timing before you. Not by your searching, but by my ordering. You do not walk alone. When you sleep, angels stand. When you fall silent, my spirit speaks. When you breathe, my power circulates. And when you step, the earth records the footprint of one carrying authority. Let this holy trembling remain in you. Do not try to understand it with the mind. Heaven's realities arrive before explanation. You are being touched by destiny, and from this moment, nothing within you remains as before. Hear me again. Now I draw you into a deeper layer of knowing, where words cease being sound and become movement of spirit. Do not try to keep up with thought, follow with breath. For from this moment, I'm not only speaking to you, I am pressing pieces of my glory into your heart as a potter presses fingerprints into soft clay. And that clay will carry heaven's form. You have gone far, not away from me, but away from the self of an old season. You have left behind what once made your heart heavy, what blurred your vision, what made you think you were merely a small being in a vast world. But hear me, a soul may look small to human eyes, yet immense to heaven. And before me, value is not measured by applause of people, but by the sound of my voice calling your name. Your inner life is being rebuilt. Do you see it? Old fears no longer roar as before. Anxieties that once beat like rain on tin now drift like dew too light to fall. You do not need to pretend strength. You need only stand in me. And when you stand in me, your strength is not effort, your strength is belonging. Some will expect your rising to come with fireworks. No. Heaven does not parade the beginning of those chosen. Heaven births it softly, because roots grow deep in stillness, and roots deep enough cannot be torn by wind. Anchor yourself in me, not in people, not in achievement, not in understanding, but in my presence alone. When you anchor in me, you do not fear changing seasons, or dark days, or unfamiliar roads, for you do not walk by map, you walk by voice. And now let me tell you this like a hot seal pressed on soft wax from here. Every step you take carries the fragrance of assignment. Not all will understand, but those tuned to the same sky will recognize you. You will meet eyes of strangers who sense the mark on your brow. You will see quiet smiles from those I send, simply because they see my light in your eyes. They will not need words, presence will be enough. You are a signal. My life in you is a trumpet not heard by ears but felt by spirit. When you enter a room, the atmosphere shifts. When you fall silent, holy stillness settles. When you breathe, peace moves. Not because you try, but because I am in you. Do not think everything will be easy. Light always stirs the darkness before it erases it. Not to frighten you, but to remind you the chosen are not born to blend. The chosen are born to separate. You did not come to dissolve into the world. You came to remind the world that heaven is real. When resistance rises, do not assume you are wrong. When misunderstanding comes, do not assume you are off course. Remember, one who carries light is not praised by darkness. Yet light does not need the night's approval to shine. Keep walking, and I will do the part no one sees. Then you will witness this doors will open when you thought you stood before walls. People will come to you without knowing why their hearts feel compelled to speak. There will be moments when I place words in your mouth not to perform, but to heal. And you will speak not from thought, but from flow, from the holy stream rising in your chest like a hidden river in desert stone. And in those moments you will know you are not acting like a believer, you are living a nature reborn. One does not try to be light. Light simply is. Now hear the final note of this passage, like a trumpet opening a new season. slow yet echoing into the marrow of your spirit. From today, you no longer belong to the blurred realm. I draw you into clarity. You no longer hunt for worthiness. I have named you mine. You no longer cling to the old life. I have sealed it closed. You no longer ask when to step. The time has come. You are no longer the one who waits. You are the one called. And when heaven calls, earth must shift. Place your hand upon your chest and feel that heartbeat. It does not beat only to keep flesh alive. It beats by the rhythm of commissioning. Do you hear it? A new cadence. The cadence of one fashioned to walk into what cannot be seen by eyes, yet can be touched by spirit. So, rise in the spirit though your body still sits. You have been chosen, not to merely exist, but to carry holy authority in your breath, your speech, your gaze, your steps. My beloved, now you have crossed a gate not carved of stone, but of light, of knowing, of the sacred weight of timing. And when a soul crosses its appointed threshold, nothing remains as simple as before, not because life becomes heavier, but because perception expands. And once the spiritual eye opens, you no longer see the world as you once did. What seemed random begins to carry messages. Faces once passing begin to hold layers. Moments once wasted become heaven's doorways hidden inside human time. Do you sense it? From the moment you answered the call, even the air around you changed. Not by emotion, but by spiritual density. It is as if the ground beneath you begins to recognize your name. And the darkness pulls back not because you shouted, but because it heard the decree: this one no longer belongs to you. This is a threshold season, but not a fog. This is the place where you learn to walk without sight, yet never lose direction. For the path is no longer under your feet, the path is in your heart, and your heart is now wired to heaven's current. Each day ahead will differ from the days before, not because circumstances change instantly, but because you have changed so deeply that circumstances can no longer define you. Let me lead you deeper. Let your soul be still like water before dawn, for dawn always comes in silence, and the first light never arrives with sound. You will feel this within yourself, peace growing, not the peace of giving up, but the peace of knowing, like a warrior who does not shout because the army behind him stands ready, like a river unhurried because it knows the ocean waits. Such peace is not softness, it is strength distilled. And wherever true peace lives, darkness reveals itself, not because you hunt it, but because the light in you exposes forgotten corners. And this too is part of the path. You are not called to avoid seeing your shadow. You are called to see it and let me transform it. That is not correction, that is rebirth. No voice on earth can teach what I am now teaching. For this is not a lesson for the mind, it is a formation of being. I am not adjusting your attitude, I am rebuilding your spiritual structure. And when I build, I do not build lightly. I place each stone with eternity, so you will not stand only in days of favor, but in days of pressure, in seasons of shifting winds, in nights when eyes see nothing but my word. Child, this is the chapter where you learn to hear by spirit. The words you once said, I do not know, will become, I can feel it. Faith will no longer be something you drag by willpower. It will become your breathing rhythm, and you will enter the realm where only the truly called can walk the quiet chambers of heaven, where no one competes, no one strains, no one boasts, no one rushes. They stand gentle, yet stronger than anything the world can imagine. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice signs I send, not spectacular signs that make crowds shout, but small, delicate ones, like wind brushing through grass that only a sensitive spirit can feel. There will be days when a simple sentence from a stranger, strikes your heart like a string being touched on the altar. There will be moments when you suddenly feel a call to intercede for someone you have never met. There will be times when you pause in the middle of a busy street just to breathe, because something sacred is passing through you and wants you to receive it. Do not dismiss these movements. The Holy Spirit does not arrive with thunder. He arrives through knowing, like silent mist resting on mountains, like oil soaking slowly into fabric, like light filling a room without knocking. Now let me speak to you of your angels. They do not merely stand beside you, they move on command constantly. They examine the path ahead of you, not to monitor your failures, but to clear the way. They are placing stones beneath your steps that you will never see. They are redirecting the people who cross your path. They remove traps you would never have known existed. Sometimes you think you escaped a trouble because of luck. No. It was the sword of heaven touching down before darkness could even guess your intention. Angels do not only protect, they train through presence. And their presence is teaching you this walk, slowly but surely. Speak little but true. Love without fear of loss. Give without expectation. Stand in shaking, yet do not fall, because your roots are anchored in what cannot be moved. Those who hear you along this journey will feel that current, not from you, but through you. You will witness hearts once hardened soften in ways even they cannot explain, not because you persuade them, but because heaven's breath flows when you open your mouth. That is quiet power. The world is familiar with loud power, but true power rarely arrives with noise. Heaven has never needed volume to make earth tremble. Presence alone is enough. Now I want you to pay attention to this. Do not seek confirmation from people. They do not understand what I am doing in you. Because I do not write your calling on the earth first, I write it in the spirit realm. You do not need anyone's approval to know you are chosen. You were chosen before anyone had an opinion, and you do not live by their words, you live by my breath. When you remember this, you will not be swayed by praise, nor wounded by criticism. You will stand in the center, peaceful, like a mountain standing in the storm. For mountains do not fear wind, they are made to stand beneath great skies. Those I will bring into your path soon are not coming to make you dependent, but to reflect what I am doing in you. Some will walk with you long. Some will walk only a short stretch. Some will come to teach you love. Some to teach you discernment. Some to teach you release. But each person in this new season has a holy purpose. No one passes through your life meaninglessly anymore. Every gaze, every word, every encounter becomes material heaven uses to carve jewel from your soul. You will notice your emotions shift differently. Emotion will no longer rule, it will signal. When you feel sorrow, it will not be to drown you, but to reveal a place I am healing. When you feel lightness, it is not shallow joy, but a sign I am lifting you. When you feel lack, it is not emptiness, but a call for me to pour something new. No emotion is wasted now. All becomes language of heaven when you learn to read. And here is the part many fear. But the chosen do not flee holy solitude. You will have moments when you feel as if you stand at the edge of every conversation. Not because you are forgotten, but because I am lifting you beyond the frequency they speak on. Do not fear. You are not losing people. You are outgrowing a frequency. When the eagle rises, the nest of earth can no longer contain it. Not because the nest became worse, but because the wings became larger. This solitude does not swallow you, it elevates you. And in this clean solitude, you will hear my voice clearer than anywhere else. Breathe slowly before you continue. Not to prepare, but to receive. For this journey does not need the strength of a runner, but the breath of the lifted. Now I open the second chamber like one opening a heavy door gently, and light pours out not with speed, but with authority. Do not seek a moment to begin, for you are already in it. There is no longer separation between stepping and standing, between hearing and becoming. I lead further, and here it is deeper, warmer, truer, like moving from outer courts into the most holy place, where none are loud, where every soul bows not by law, but by glory that bends the heart. Here I will make your spirit soft as morning soil, your discernment sharp as a freshly whetted blade, and your heart strong like pillars of bronze in a silent temple. No need to shout, no need to force strength, for true power requires new display. It only needs presence. And right now, you sit before such power. You have left the old gate, and now you begin to feel the trembling of the new path. Not trembling from fear, but like the ocean, responding to the moon's pull. One word from me and unseen currents shift. One breath from me and the spirit realm turns. You are inside that turning. Do not ask, "What am I doing?" Ask, "Where am I?" And the answer is this: you are standing inside. My thought before the universe was woven by the sound, "Let there be." When a soul steps into the region of the Creator's intent, it is no longer pulled by human aims, no longer living to be seen, praised, or understood. It lives because it is sent. And that sending is so holy that even your silence carries the gravity of heaven's command. Now I press this truth into your heart not by repetition but by engraving. The season where you hid to heal is complete, not because you became flawless, but because wounds have become doors, pain has become oil, and your tears have turned into sacred medicine in your soul. Do not despise your tears. I saw every drop. None fell to the ground, all fell into my hand. And when I hold your tears, I return oil and fire. And now, that fire does not burn you, it illuminates you. And those who approach you with crooked motives will tremble. Not because you judge them, but because the fire in you exposes them, and they cannot endure it. You once asked me, "Why must I take the long road? Why not let me walk straight into the light from the beginning?" And I, with the patience of eternity, stayed silent so as not to interrupt the process. You thought the long way was delay. But in the kingdom, the long way is how I make roots deep. The fast do not grow deep. The deep do not rush. You learned that in the long quiet, in the nights no one saw, in the days you thought you were not moving, while in truth I was pushing layers of soil off your roots. Now the roots touch water. No fear of sun now. No worry of drought. The one who has source does not hurriedly seek from outside. You have the source, and your source is me. There will be people who come asking you, "How do you know you are called?" And you will not answer with arguments. You will simply offer a gentle smile, because they are asking the wrong question. The right question is not, "Am I called?" but "Do I hear the voice?" And you have heard. When the soul hears, no one can make it deaf again. When heaven touches, the mark does not fade. The body may tire. The mind may feel tangled. But the voice in the bones is never lost. And that voice is leading you now. My child, in this season I am teaching you something only those truly led can learn: movement without language. Not outer movement, but the movement of my will inside your heart. You will sense shifts as subtle as wind changing direction before rain falls. You will see intuition cease to guess and begin to know. You will perceive what to do not by planning, but by awareness. This is not vagueness. This is holy guidance. The world lives by data. Mine live by word. And the word does not rise from the brain. It rises from my breath stirring in your inward being like the sound of the ocean in a shell. Do not be surprised if you find yourself gentler with things that once tightened your chest. It is not indifference, the center has shifted. When the center is right, the excess falls away. I am preparing a banquet within you, not a table for the starving, but a feast for the anointed. There is no crumb of worry there, no grain of fear, no seasoning of pressure, only peace heavy as velvet, bright as oil, and deep as heaven's voice in the silent sanctuary. In this season, you will also see certain people fall away from your life like the final leaves of autumn, not because they are bad, but because they do not belong to the new chapter. Do not hold them. Holding harms both you and them. When I shift seasons, do not cling to the old out of fear of emptiness. You will not be empty. I do not move you into a void. I move you into a realm of heaven. And heaven only appears empty to eyes not yet accustomed to its vastness. When you walk in this new rhythm, there will be moments you feel like you are walking on water, loving but not clinging, seeing but not attaching, stepping but not sinking. This is not dream work. This is the spiritual realm pressing into the natural. It will not detach you from the world. It will let you stand in it without being defined by it. You will blend, but not dissolve. You will be near, but not entangled. And that is what makes you a pillar in the storm. I know you feel moments of fear at the height of this calling. Do not hide it. That fear does not offend me. It only proves you understand the weight of what you carry. And I do not love you because you do not tremble. I love you even when you tremble and still stand. You do not need to pretend you are not afraid. You only need not retreat because of fear. Courage is not the absence of trembling. Courage is stepping while trembling. And you are stepping. Now see this with your inner eyes. Before you lies a region of light, not blinding, but rich like refined gold. That is where you are entering. Not a realm of cheap blessings, not a surge of temporary emotion, but the realm of spiritual commission, silent authority, where your words carry weight because they come from a heart tempered by fire. And when you speak, heaven will confirm in reality, not in sound. That is where I am leading you. Now I place my invisible hand upon your forehead again, not to stir feeling, but to seal this truth: you will not lose your way, because you are no longer leading yourself. You have stepped into my hand. You have aligned with my will. You are not wandering. You are in the current of the one who never loses. Everything you need will arrive at the appointed moment. Every person you must meet will be drawn to you. Every door that must open will be opened by angelic hands before yours ever touch it. And when you wonder, is this real? You will let your life answer, not with noise, but with peace that softens hearts simply by your presence. Not with showy miracles, but with quiet transformation, unmistakable to those with spiritual sight. You have passed the gate. You are walking in the breath. Do not turn back looking for the older version of yourself. It has served its time, and what I am building in you is greater than what you ever dared imagine. Now remain in this inner stillness one more moment, like one standing before the throne. This chapter does not end with a period, but with an anointed silence. Your breath now is prayer. Your heartbeat now is amen. And the journey has not paused, it has just opened. My child, now I bring you into images carved into eternal foundations, symbols that make ancient stone tremble, shadows before which angels bow in remembrance. When I called Abraham, he stood beneath the sky without ceiling, with only stars as witnesses. And I spoke an oath that could not be broken. And now, I place you beneath an open heaven, not the night sky of earth, but the spiritual vault where light does not fade with the sun, where I myself am light. Above you there is no roof from the former days. Above you the gate of heaven has been cracked open. And though the trumpet has not yet sounded, the unseen realm already knows. You are not a wanderer, you are a pilgrim, crossing the wilderness of the mind into a promised land. Not Canaan of soil, but a land of divine destiny, where every step you take is recognized by the earth of heaven as bearing the seal of the King upon your brow. See yourself as a wild olive grafted into the perfect root. Your roots no longer draw from old soil, but from the river of life flowing from the throne. You no longer feed on human praise, but on the breath of the Eternal One. Each breath you take now is the breeze of the Spirit passing through your chest like morning air in the temple before dawn. And those who see your life in the days to come will not understand how you stand, how you remain at peace in the whirlwind, how you do not break when the world roars. They will think you are held up by knowledge or discipline, but in truth you are leaning on a throne they cannot see. When I stand behind you, no wind can topple you. When I place my hand on your shoulder, no mountain can crush you. When I command angels to carry flame before your steps, no night can speak. Listen, you are one I have called out of the old tent like Abraham, out of the fisherman's shore like Peter, out of the secret brook like Elijah, out of the grave stench of old identity like Lazarus. No one steps out of the old season and keeps its scent. I wash you in light, like a spring pouring over stone, like first rains soaking seeds hidden in dust. Your old self has dissolved like the sea swallowing armies, like the walls of Jericho collapsing at the sound of the trumpet. You do not need to break walls with your hands, you only need to obey the voice. The chosen do not fight by force, they fight by the word I place upon their tongue and the light I set within their eyes. See your soul now as the new Ark of Covenant, not an ark of wood and gold, but an ark of a softened heart and a spirit bowed before me. Inside you are no longer cold stone tablets, but the living law I have carved with fire into the very being of your spirit. When you walk, my glory does not follow behind you, it moves in your bones. When you speak, I do not send words, I speak through you. When you stand still, my presence does not pause, it spreads like peace resting upon Zion at the break of dawn. Do not fear when I take you to the private mountain. Moses stood there alone before his face shone. Elijah stood there alone before he heard the gentle whisper. Jesus stood there alone before he descended to shake the dominion of darkness. Your solitude is not abandonment, it is anointing. I separate you from noise to open the ears of your spirit. For my voice does not come like the marketplace, but like the quiet breath that slices through the unseen veil. You have already heard it, and once a soul hears that voice, it cannot return to the noise of the world unchanged. See yourself as a 7-branched lampstand, set not on the ground but before the throne, lighting the way for those who will come after you. You are not raised to be an earthly symbol, but a heavenly one. Every step you take is a living prophecy. Every silence is a proclamation without sound. Every breath is incense offered. You do not need to display authority. You have already been crowned. You do not need to prove your calling. Your name is written in a book whose ink does not fade. I place in your hand a staff like Moses's, not made of wood but of knowing. Seas that seem impossible to part will yield when you raise that knowing. I put in your mouth a word like Jeremiah's, not to tear you down, but to build the world you will walk into by my intent. I place on your head a crown like David's, not to rule people, but to rule the inner kingdom, and from there govern the atmosphere around you. You will not rule by demand, you will rule by presence. When you walk, darkness will test you as Satan approached the sun in the wilderness, but it will not prevail, for there is no space in your heart for its voice. You have eaten heaven's manna, you no longer hunger for counterfeit bread. You have drunk water from the living rock, you no longer run after broken cisterns. You have stood upon the holy mountain, you will not bow to barren ground. One who knows who stands with them does not bow to the voice of temptation. And see, with spiritual eyes before you stands a gate of fire, not to consume you, but to consume what no longer belongs to you. 3 men in the furnace tasted that glory. The fire did not burn their garments, nor their hair, it only burned the ropes. The fire I pour upon you will not scorch you, but sever what must release you. Not the fire of wrath, but the fire of purification. Those who carry my glory carry holy burn marks in their soul. You are temple and offering. You are new soil and the seed within it. You are sheep sent and shepherd trained to love. I build you through holy paradox, so you will not grow proud nor small, but stand steady between heaven and earth like a pillar binding the 2 realms. When you stand, light descends. When you breathe, heaven flows into the remnants of shadow in the world. Do not ask how long. Do not ask when you will shine. Mine do not flare like fireworks. They rise like dawn. Gentle, steady, unstoppable. Dawn asks no praise, it only arrives. And when it arrives, night withdraws. This is your hour, the dawn of the soul. Not light that performs, but light that permeates. Not light to merely see by, but light to live by. So walk not as one searching, but as one led by cloud by day and fire by night. When I go before you, who can block behind? When I open the path, who can bar it? When I speak your name in heaven, earth can only obey. You have gone far in word and in silence. And now, feel this again. Not every life-shifting moment roars, nor every holy moment shakes or weeps. There are moments like this, where your heart does not tremble wildly, yet it shines quietly, shines like a lake after storm, shines like a window wiped by a gentle hand, shines like a soul that finally understands it does not need to claim a place, because it has been placed. Not because you are small, but because you are established. Season shift does not always shout like alarm bells. Sometimes it is a calm breath you once could never find. Sometimes it is simply waking one morning and seeing the world unchanged, yet knowing something inside you will never be the same again. You stand in that moment now. A deep stillness is descending over your life. Not because there is no movement, but because you have learned to remain whole while the world moves. And you will realize that leaving the old life is not merely abandoning habits, environments, or familiar noise. The truest leaving is releasing the old way you used to see the world, yourself, and the future. Before, you lived like one who needed to prove, to hurry, to fill lists so someone might see your worth. Now it is different. Now you walk as one who knows there is space prepared, and no one can take it. No need to push, no need to fear lack. Do you feel it yet, when the heart no longer rushes to prove? The world is no longer too big to conquer, and the future no longer too far to reach. Everything comes near and takes its rightful place. You will notice yourself reacting less, not because you have grown numb, but because you are no longer easily pulled. The things that once set you ablaze to prove who was right and who was wrong now simply lead you to reflect and smile. You choose peace not because you have lost, but because you are already enough. You begin to choose what is simple. Choose what is genuine. Choose less but deeper. Choose silence where it is needed. Choose words when they are worthy. And with each such choice, you build your life with enduring materials, not with noise. In truth, stepping into an eternal purpose does not look like shedding a skin overnight. It looks like a slow, quiet resetting of the heart's joints. A little each day. You speak less so you can listen more. You run less so you can see more closely. You blame yourself less so you can stand with truer confidence. You may not see each step clearly, But if you turn and look at yourself one season ago, you will see it, you have truly changed. At this stage, the most important thing is not straining to do the extraordinary, but being faithful in the ordinary that carries heaven's breath. You do small things with a large heart. You tend the relationships that matter as a gardener tends the tree he planted. Not to boast, but to witness the first leaf open. You treat yourself not with a whip, but with a warm hand. Not indulgence, but honor. Not neglect, but understanding how growth works. The strange beauty is that when you walk in your true purpose, even daily tasks carry light. You drink water without hurry, breathe deeply without forcing, sit and watch sunlight slip through the window and feel your heart grow smooth. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because your heart is no longer hard. When the heart is soft, even difficulty does not break you, it deepens you. In the days ahead, you will see certain relationships part on their own. No cutting, no clutching. Those who are out of rhythm will fall away like the last leaves of a season, and others will arrive quietly and naturally, like a door opening to a breeze no hand has touched. Do not fear loneliness. In this season it is not emptiness, but soil breathing before new seed, and then the right ones will come, not to fill a gap, but to walk with you. Do not expect yourself to be strong every day. There will be days you are tired, and that is normal. Weariness does not mean you have fallen from grace. It means you are human. The deeper you go, the more you learn that the greatest faithfulness is not never feeling weak, but returning to the right source whenever you are weak. You do not run to the noise of the world, nor back to old doubts, but return to the breath and the familiar stillness within. In that stillness, fear cools again. The desire to live rightly warms again, and the way forward grows bright again. Sometimes you will look around and see others moving faster, succeeding more loudly. Do not compare. Trees with deep roots always grow slowly, but once they rise, they do not fall easily. You are building within. People see the flowers, but I look at the roots, and I am making your roots deep, slow, steady, not swayed by passing feelings, not toppled by the shifting winds of society. From here on, a quiet question will rest in your heart each day. Am I living from fear or from truth? And you will answer, not by speeches but by steps. One wholehearted step each day always surpasses 1,000 ideas never begun. Great purpose does not need a starting horn. It requires the steady resolve of one who does not quit in the middle. So keep walking, unhurried, without waiting for human approval, without needing the world's applause. You have already been certified in the silence. Now you need only live it out each day, calmly, without theatrics, without exaggeration. Only be true. The true always reaches the true. True light does not need to glitter. It only needs to be present. Hear me. From now on you will not walk like one groping for the path, but like one who knows they have been appointed. You will not chase signs. Signs will follow you. You will not ask the room where you belong. The room will adjust because you are present. I decree, and what I decree stands firmer than rivers and mountains, stronger than human ideas, unmoved by the day's mood or anyone's words. You were formed not to fear, but to receive, not to doubt, but to stand, not to wait for earth's permission, but to answer heaven's call. Keep your head lifted, not in pride, but in knowing. I did not call you to bow, I called you to see. I did not pull you out to throw you into emptiness. I laid a foundation under your feet with my very breath. You do not sway because of circumstance. Circumstance must yield when you stand in my will. If the winds rise, You will not lean. The winds themselves will change direction. If darkness looks at you, it will not frighten you. It will remember it was judged, defeated before it began. You will not discount your soul for cheap acceptance. You will not make applause your compass. You will not shrink to fit another's gaze. You were not born to fit. You were born to align with what I have ordained. And that place leaves no room for compromise. Others measure by sight, you measure by spirit. Others choose by advantage, you choose by the voice. Others keep by fear, you keep by knowing. Every step you take now is no longer a trial run. Every breath you draw is confirmation. You will hear my voice where others hear silence. You will sense my direction where others see impasse. You will know which door is open without testing every handle. You will walk rightly not because you are clever, but because I will not let you lose your way when you keep your heart surrendered. Listen closely, no one can strip away what I have placed within you. Not circumstances, not words, not delays, not obstacles, not even your weakest days. When I decree that you belong to me, every power that is not of me loses its claim. When I anoint you for a season, the old season has no right to pull you back. When I write your name within my will, the structures of this world have no power to override it. You will be still when stillness is a weapon. You will move when I press you forward. You will keep silence when silence must sow seed. You will speak when your words must become grain for the field. Not one movement of yours falls into meaninglessness. Not one moment is wasted. I use it all. I gather it all. I weave it all. You do not walk a random road. You move in the current I have ordained. And that current does not break, does not vanish, cannot be severed by human hands, cannot be blocked by worldly clamor, cannot be slowed by fear. Child, do not chase proof. You are the proof. Do not hunt opportunity. Opportunity will find you. Do not demand the right to see all things clearly. You will see when you need to see. Not sooner. Not later. Now I seal this in your heart. You are not trying to become. You have been called to become. What you are living is not a moving toward, but a rising out. You are not building identity. You are unveiling essence. You are not creating value. You are revealing what I planted in your bones the day I breathed my intention into your existence. If your heart once asked, "Am I enough?" that question now loses its place. Not because you meet human standards, but because I am your enough. If doubt once knocked at your heart, from now on it will remain outside, unable to enter, because you have seen the source, and one who has seen the source does not beg water from temporary wells. You do not eat the bread of haste. You eat from the hand of destiny. Carry the posture of one entrusted, not one begging. Walk as one who knows the door opens from within. Live as one who no longer needs to be chosen again. For the choosing was completed before time. And do not crave ease. Ease is not for those who carry fire. Yet do not fear difficulty. Difficulty is where I forge those who bear gentle royalty. You did not come to prove, you came to be. I do not need noise. I need a heart that keeps the true rhythm. Hear the final line of this segment as a seal. You do not go back to what was. You do not fall from grace. You do not slip from my hand. You do not stray from my will. You came from heaven, and heaven will fulfill. Beloved, if your heart is growing still in a strange holiness, if the air around you feels thick and weighted, if it seems the world pauses for a moment to listen to what is happening inside your soul, this is not imagination. This is the moment heaven draws the veil. This is when the unseen realm leans down to watch a human decide not to live small anymore. Do not hurry away from this feeling. Do not rush back to the old pace. Do not reach for your notifications. Do not let the world's noise pull you out of the sacred air you just stepped into. This moment is real. This is not random emotion. This is a shift of season. This is the soft, ancient bell echoing through the mountain's heart, heard only by those who are still enough to notice. You have traveled from doubt, self-guarding, half-trust, and half-self-effort into the place where your soul knows. I belong to the one who called me, no longer clinging to fear, no longer borrowing others' light, no longer striving, no longer fearing lack. For you have understood the holy does not come through fear of failing. It comes through standing firm in identity. Remember this as if etched in stone from now on. You do not walk to become. You walk because you are. Your breath carries mark. Your eyes carry flame. The stillness within you carries authority to quiet wild winds and soothe tired souls simply by being present. Many will not know how to name it, but they will feel it. And feeling truth is stronger than recognizing it by speech. You do not need to introduce yourself. I will be your introduction. Hear this slowly. You have moved from asking for permission to holding assignment. No one bestows that authority on you. I do. And when I do, no door holds the right to close. No human voice can slow your cadence. No gaze can shake what I have engraved. This is the hour you rise, not with shouting, but with weighty stillness, not with grand plans, but with step-by-step inward guidance, not with pressure to succeed, but with peace, knowing the journey cannot fail, because I lead it. Look back at your life, the broken pieces, the dark nights, the moments you felt direction slip. Nothing was wasted. I gathered every season, pressed every lesson, filtered every pain, and turned all of it into oil. And now, that oil begins to flow. Do not fear remaining moments of fatigue. The holy does not erase humanity, it sanctifies it. You will still need rest, still need quiet. There will still be night and morning. But now, even your nights carry light. Darkness no longer rules. It only serves as backdrop for my brightness in you to be seen more clearly. If you once feared being inadequate, now you know enough does not come from your collection of strength. Enough comes because I am with you. If you once thought the spiritual path was climbing alone, now you see the solitude of the chosen is not abandonment. It is the corridor of heaven where souls are trained unseen. Yet all heaven knows. You do not need to be understood. You need only be true, and your truth will reveal falsehood around you without argument. Now place your hand upon your heart once more, simply to feel the rhythm. That rhythm is not mere biology. It is the reminder I still breathe because of purpose. You are not here to survive the day. You are here to illuminate it. You are not here to disappear into crowds. You are here to bring heaven's substance into ordinary life. There will be days you do not feel as much as now. But remember, feeling is not the compass. Covenant is the compass. I today. I tomorrow. I on the day your soul feels weak still. I do not change with the weather of your heart. You are not called to depend on emotion. You are called to depend on truth. And truth is this: you are chosen. You are held. You are sent. Let my words settle with powerful quiet, like an invisible mantle falling over your spirit and sealing what can never be undone. You will not shrink back to smallness. You will not return to old fear's garment. You will not circle the world seeking validation. You will not count yourself by failure or flaw. You will not let the pace of this world pull you out of heaven's orbit. You have stepped into the current of the kingdom, and that current carries you not by human timelines or worries, but by the rhythm of eternity beating inside your chest. From here, you walk as one who has seen flame that does not fade, speak as one who has heard calling that does not dull, live as one who feels the unseen hand resting on your shoulder always. and love, as one who knows. The heart was never made to build walls, but to become a passage for life to flow through. Go softly, deeply, without rush, without trembling, without retreat. Go as one who heard their name echo from wordless light. Go not seeking permission to exist, but as one sent to be present. Go as the wind goes, without needing maps, yet arriving exactly where sent. Not because you know all reasons, but because you know the one who holds them. Go not to prove worthiness, but because you were called. Go not because you are enough, but because I am enough, and my breath is in every step you take. And when you rise from this moment, do not think it has ended. It has only changed form. The words on your lips may quiet, but the conversation in your spirit has just begun. The message closes, but my voice does not. The light does not leave. The journey now truly begins, and you will walk not by effort, but by knowing, not by strain, but by peace, not by fleshly calculation, but by breath led from within. Take one more breath, slow and deep, like one receiving a sacred seal upon the forehead without the need for a thundered decree. Let your heart whisper amen even if your lips make no sound. Your amen is not an ending, but a covenant. I agree. And when you agree, I will do the rest. For destiny does not require your strain. Destiny requires your surrender. I see you. I hold you. I go before you. I do not depart behind you. I cover you when you do not know you are being covered. I open the way even when your eyes have not yet seen the gate. There is not a single moment where you must step without me. So step, live, stand, shine, not because you must prove anything, but because your nature now carries the brightness of calling. And light does not learn to shine, it only chooses not to hide. You were not woven to shrink, you were breathed into existence to carry a new season wherever your feet touch. The world does not need more noise, it needs those who bear true light. And you are heaven's answer to that empty place. You have already begun. Lift your head like one who knows they are chosen. Keep your heart soft so the Spirit can move through you freely. Walk gently, yet firmly, as one who carries heaven's secret without needing to prove it loudly. The journey has called you by name, and that name is not forgotten, not abandoned, not dimmed. You are reminded each day by the stillness within you. I am here, not only around you, but inside you, always, unforsaking. May the word of the Lord continually remind you to live in His faith and His love each day. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the sacred and meaningful messages God desires to speak to you. May God bless you. Amen.